While wandering through the thick foliage, KOFI stumbled upon a hidden clearing where a shimmering calabash lay nestled among the roots of an ancient tree. Intrigued by the strange object, KOFI cautiously approached and picked up the calabash. As he held it in his hands, he felt a surge of energy coursing through him, and a voice whispered in his ear, "I am the magic calabash, and I have the power to grant your deepest desires. But be warned, every wish comes with consequences." A long time ago, in a vibrant village located somewhere in Africa, there lived a young boy named KOFI. KOFI was a young adventurous soul with a heart as boundless as the jungle that surrounds his village. His vibrant spirit and insatiable curiosity led him on daring expeditions through the dense foliage, often exploring the mysterious forest that surrounded his village. One day, while wandering through the thick foliage, KOFI stumbled upon a hidden clearing where a shimmering calabash lay nestled among the roots of an ancient tree. Intrigued by the strange object, KOFI cautiously approached and picked up the calabash. As he held it in his hands, he felt a surge of energy coursing through him, and a voice whispered in his ear, "I am the magic calabash, and I have the power to grant your deepest desires. But be warned, every wish comes with consequences." Excited by the prospect of fulfilling his wildest dreams, KOFI eagerly made his first wish. "I wish for a feast fit for a king," he exclaimed. Instantly, the calabash began to glow, and before his eyes, a magnificent banquet materialized before him, complete with savory dishes and decadent desserts. Overwhelmed with joy, KOFI indulged in the feast, relishing every bite. However, as KOFI soon discovered, the consequences of his wish were far greater than he had anticipated. The villagers, drawn by the tantalizing aroma of the feast, descended upon the clearing like a swarm of locusts, devouring everything in sight. Soon there was nothing left but crumbs and empty plates, and KOFI realized with a sinking heart that his wish had caused famine upon his village. Determined to right his wrongs, KOFI returned to the magic calabash, humbled by the consequences of his first wish. "I wish for the village to be prosperous once more," he pleaded, hoping to undo the damage he had caused. This time, however, the calabash remained silent, refusing to grant his wish. Desperate to undo the havoc he had wrought, KOFI sought the guidance of the village elders, who revealed the true nature of the magic calabash. Legend had it that the calabash was a vessel of immense power, but its magic came with a price. For every wish granted, there would be a corresponding consequence, and only those pure of heart could wield its power wisely. As news of the magic calabash spread throughout the village, KOFI found himself inundated with requests from his fellow villagers, each eager to harness its powers for their own desires. Some sought riches, while others sought fame, and still others sought love. But KOFI knew all too well the dangers of the calabash's magic. He hesitated to grant their wishes without first warning them of the consequences. Meanwhile, KOFI's parents and siblings watched with a mix of pride and concern as their son became the keeper of the magic calabash. While they were happy to see KOFI using his powers for the good of the village, they worried about the toll it would take on him. But KOFI reassured them, promising to use the calabash's magic wisely and sparingly. Despite KOFI's warning, Some villagers couldn't resist the allure of the magic calabash and sought to use its powers for their own selfish gain. One villager, blinded by greed, wished for an endless supply of gold. At first, his wish seemed to be granted, as gold coins poured forth from the calabash in a glittering cascade. But soon the village was overrun with gold, and the once thriving economy collapsed under the weight of inflation. Another villager, longing for the affections of a forbidden love, wished for the object of their desire to fall in love with them. The calabash granted their wish, but at a terrible cost. Their beloved became consumed by an obsessive, possessive love, driving them to madness and despair. Amidst the chaos and turmoil, KOFI remained steadfast in his resolve to use the calabash powers for good. With each wish he granted, he sought to mitigate the potential consequences, offering guidance and counsel to those who sought his help. However, even with all that was happening, the effect of KOFI's first wish still prevailed in the land, for there was severe famine which lingered for weeks. Determined to atone for his mistakes, KOFI embarked on a quest to seek out the ingredients needed to break the curse of the magic calabash. Along the way, he encountered various challenges and obstacles, each testing his courage and resolve. But with the help of newfound friends and allies, KOFI persevered, driven by a sense of duty to his village and a desire to make amends. Finally, after a long and arduous journey, KOFI stood before the mystical fountain of redemption, the key to breaking the curse of the magic calabash. With trembling hands, he poured the sacred waters into the calabash, chanting the ancient incantations passed down through generations. As the waters mingled with the magic of the calabash, a blinding light engulfed the clearing, and KOFI felt a sense of peace wash over him. When the light faded, he found himself standing before the villagers, the curse of the magic calabash finally broken. From that day henceforth, KOFI vowed to use his newfound wisdom and power for the greater good, ensuring that every wish he made would bring blessings, not curses, upon his village. And as he watched the sun set over the horizon, casting its golden rays upon the lush jungles and rolling hills of his homeland, KOFI knew that his adventures were far from over, but he faced the future with courage and conviction. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, KOFI began to feel the weight of his responsibilities bearing down upon him. The constant stream of requests and wishes took its toll on his physical and mental well-being, leaving him drained and exhausted, and yet he knew that he could not abandon his duty as the guardian of the magic calabash. In a moment of desperation, KOFI turned to the village elders for guidance, seeking their wisdom and counsel in how best to manage the calabash powers. Together, they devised a plan to establish a council of guardians, tasked with overseeing the use of the calabash and ensuring that its magic was wielded responsibly. With the council in place, KOFI was able to delegate some of his responsibilities, easing the burden on his shoulders and allowing him to focus on his own well-being. As the village flourished under the watchful eyes of the guardians, KOFI knew that he had made the right choice in entrusting the fate of the magic calabash to their capable hands. And so, with the help of his family, his fellow villagers, and the council of guardians, KOFI continued to wield the powers of the magic calabash, using his magic to bring prosperity, happiness, and peace to all who called the village home. And though the calabash powers were great, KOFI knew that it was the strength of their community and the bonds of friendship and love that will ultimately prevail in the face of any challenge that lay ahead.
Hello guys, where are you watching from? Did you enjoy this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And when you're done, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you get notification when we post new videos. Thank you.